Christina Chestnut from My Arizona Agents at Omni Homes International. Today's topic is the number one question that I get asked by buyers, and it's, Christina, where do I start? Most buyers feel really overwhelmed, and the reason is they just don't know where to begin. Do they look? Do they get pre-qualified? In this video, it's going to give you all the tips and tricks about that. So subscribe, and each week you'll get more tips about different real estate needs.
Thanks for tuning in today to Tucson Living. This is Christina Chestnut with My Arizona Agents at Omni Homes International.
So how I like to get started with a new buyer is have a meeting. A buyer consultation is what most people would call it. So I like to get together with a buyer, either in person, over Zoom, or even on the phone, you can do it. I like to send them a buyer advisory, which is a form, and it's probably 13 pages, I believe, of just information. You can look up crime rates, you can look up any type of statistic for the area, you can look up the different median incomes, the fire stuff, the schools, all that stuff you can find in one space, which is really nice because if you're not sure or you don't know the area, having a buyer advisory that is to your specific area is very, very helpful. So I'm gonna attach that actually in the links below. A buyer advisory and having a buyer consultation with a realtor is super important to make sure that you're a good fit and to make sure they're a good fit for you. Some questions to think about is, why are you moving? Where are you moving? What's your budget? Is your budget really the price of the house, or is it your payment? So normally what I ask people is, what do you want your payment to be? I don't ask what they're pre-qualified for because, to be honest with you, I don't want to spend all their money. I want to make sure that their payment is something that they're comfortable with. So payment is very big for me. Do you want a 3-bedroom? Do you want a 2-bathroom? 10 out of 10 times, we can't find you a 100% house. We can find you about 85%. What are things that you are willing to compromise on? Some people are determined that they have to have an acre. They're determined that they have to have a pool in the backyard. So when I sit down, I'll show them, hey, this is everything we have on the market. There's 4,000 houses. You want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now there's 2,800. You want, a pool in the backyard. Now there's 5. So, when it dwindles down like that, you have to understand that sometimes you're not going to get the pool. Sometimes you're not going to get the 3-car garage. But if you get a better price and you can then put a pool in, it might be a good option. So really mark down, what are your must-haves? What are the things that you're okay with not having? So you can understand, if you got everything except for one, what is the one thing you're not willing to let go? One of the biggest obstacles I find that buyers that either don't know or that don't mind to drive, they have a really hard time narrowing down where they want to live. So my thing is to try to find triggers. Kids' schools, your job, your family. What do you like to do? Do you want a nightlife? Do you want more to live out in the sticks? Do you want to have property? Do you want to have walls that are not touching so that your neighbors are not on top of you? What are we looking for in your life that we can kind of narrow it down to a specific area? I'm born and raised in Tucson, so I actually have lived here my whole life, and I feel like I've lived on all areas of Tucson at this point. So for me, I listen to those trigger things and I tell them, hey, let's drive over here and maybe get lunch. Let's drive around for a little bit and show them the area and why their things that they're saying are triggering memories for me or triggering things that I've seen in other clients at this point. Because sometimes people don't know where they want to live. So that's also why it's important to find somebody who's local or somebody who knows the area really well, because we often can be of guidance in that sense too. Once I've had a buyer consultation with a client, I like to sit down and go over what their lending options are. Sometimes people with lower income happen to fall into categories where they can get down payment assistance, which is fantastic. If they don't fall into those categories, are they VA? Are they FHA? Are they conventional? Maybe they're cash. Sometimes people have no idea that you don't have to save 20% anymore to buy a home. You can come into a house with VA with no down payment. So there's a lot of things I think from a lending standpoint, people, were ingrained in our head, save. You have to have 20% down to be able to buy a home. That's not really the case anymore. So there's lots of lenders. You can go to a bank, you can go to, local companies, you can get online and Google lenders because there's 9 bazillion of them. But we highly encourage that you shop your rate and you shop the people. Ask the realtors who they like because we all have our favorites. I'm gonna attach my favorite person below, It's Steve Lemmons at Fairway. He's fantastic, he's local, and he's been in the business for a long time. He's somebody that I personally have used and I highly trust, and I recommend him all the time. So having a lender that you trust and that your realtor likes to work with is always great because it keeps really good communication and it makes sure that we can get the fastest responses when we need pre-quals or any information regarding your file. Once we've narrowed down some information, searching where you're looking, those things, I like to get people set up on a search on the multiple listing service. The reason that we do that is because it has the most up-to-date and accurate information. When you get on Zillow and when you get on Trulia and all those other things, they tend to have a little bit of a lag time, which then you call me and say, Christina, I'm in love with this house, here it is. And I say, it's active contingent. That means it's under contract. So we get you on the multiple listing service. It updates you as often as you would like. We can do it daily or we can set a set schedule and you will get the searches, and that's the most updated information that's going into our program. So TAR, Zillow, Realtor, all those programs actually pull from MLS. So the most up to date is going to be the multiple listing service. There is a star symbol, and that on your search means that you like the house. Then there's a symbol that is a circle with a line through it. I can't remember what it's called right now for the life of me, but that means you don't like the house. And in that search, you're able to send us notes and let us know if you like or don't like and what maybe you didn't like. So I check in with clients a couple of days after I've set them on a search to see. I can watch what you're seeing. I can see what you've liked. I can see what you don't like. So it kind of gives us a better idea of, okay, maybe they don't like tile roofs. Maybe they don't like flat roofs. They're not looking at older homes. They seem to like newer homes. Maybe you start looking out of the area, and that triggers me to say, we didn't narrow it down enough. Maybe we narrowed it down too much, or you just decided this isn't the right area. So always try to give feedback, because it's not that we're just setting up on searches and forgetting about you. It's that we're not getting the feedback we need to adjust and make sure that we're looking in the right direction for you. There is a star symbol, and that on your search means that you like the house. Then there's a symbol that is a circle with a line through it. I can't remember what it's called right now for the life of me, but that means you don't like the house. And in that search, you're able to send us notes and let us know if you like or don't like and what maybe you didn't like. So I check in with clients a couple of days after I've set them on a search to see. I can watch what you're seeing. I can see what you've liked. I can see what you don't like. So it kind of gives us a better idea of, okay, maybe they don't like tile roofs. Maybe they don't like flat roofs. They're not looking at older homes. They seem to like newer homes. Maybe you start looking out of the area, and that triggers me to say, we didn't narrow it down enough. Maybe we narrowed it down too much, or you just decided this isn't the right area. So always try to give feedback, because it's not that we're just setting up on searches and forgetting about you. It's that we're not getting the feedback we need to adjust and make sure that we're looking in the right direction for you. It's pretty rare. So, they'll accept backups, whatever, but the chances of you getting that house are kind of decreased. If it's your favorite house, we can watch it. We can reach out to the other agent and say, hey, where are you at in the inspections? Those things. But if it's under contract and it's been 20 plus days, they probably aren't gonna back out. So active contingent means they have an accepted contract on it currently. If it says pending means that it's closer to closing. So in a couple of days, it should be closed. And if it says closed, it means it is closed. And it is sold, it's done. So those are the three main ones. We do have signature pending, which it's very rare that you'll see, but signature pending means that there's a document that's out for signature, but they don't actually have an accepted contract yet. So there is an opportunity where you can swoop in and snag the deal, but that again, it just depends on where they're at. So that's also a reason you would have your agent reach out to the other realtor and just kind of check out what's going on. In a market that's moving really fast, if you tell your agent, hey, I'm in love with this house, I would like to go see it on Sunday, and it's Thursday, the chances of that house still being...
Just in case you can't remember these definitions, they're posted below in the comments.
You gotta act on it right away. So I've been in that situation where I've had that call, and I will go and video the house to the client. If it's something that they're interested in, you need to be able to move fast. When your realtor is asking you to be pre-qualified, this is another reason why we need that. When we go to make an offer and we don't have a pre-qual and you haven't gotten with a lender, we're in a position where we're submitting something, but we don't have any proof that you're qualified. So our offer is really weak. So if they get multiple offers and these people have all of their lending documentation ready to go and we don't, our offer immediately is at the bottom of the list. So when we're asking for a pre-qual, it's not that we're diving into your business, it's more that we're trying to protect you and make sure that you're absolutely ready when you're ready to make that offer, that we don't lose the house. So once we've had the buyer consultation, the lender and meeting and pre-qual, going over and figuring out exactly where you want to live, we've gone out and seen houses. Now it's time to write an offer. So we're writing up the offer. My next video is going to be about what to expect when you finally get an accepted purchase contract.